Let him laugh, let him weep, let him yell, let him sing. All they wanna say. Let him lay me traps and men to pray to Jehovah me I pray. Let him laugh, let him weep, let him yell, let him sing. All they wanna say. Let him lay me traps and men to pray to Jehovah me I pray. Let I be me instead of playing games. For chasing fame, let somebody spread the lack of flames. No, living my life to the fullest. And shout out my halala to the fullest. Let my lungs out. I'm still rising up to greater heights. As long as
Hello, Sanbonani. Welcome to Rise to Greater Heights Network, where you can turn your fears into greater success while seizing new opportunities. It is so significant to have a positive mindset, more especially under these circumstances. So this network has the potential to completely revolutionize every aspect of your life and career. My name is Dr. Riel Nkunene, and I'm going to be your host for today. So if you're watching us online, please feel free to put in the chat box where you're watching us from and what you hope to achieve from our podcast. Today, we are surrounded by greatness in the World Wide Web. We have amazing speakers who's going to share some nuggets on successful parenting. So in Indiana, in the US, we have Stacy Shannon. And in Greece, we have Anush Papaglon. And in Zimbabwe, we have Dr. Patricia Gondem. And in Germany, we're going to have Dr. Maria. So at this moment, I'll just let our speakers to introduce themselves. So you can go ahead, Stacy.
Hi, I'm Stacy Shannon, and I am a Christian author and blogger. I have a blog, familieswithgrace.com, because it's all about having grace in our families and in our family life. And that's something that God has really just put on my heart over these last few years. Just the importance of grace, because sometimes we can be kinder to a complete stranger that we pass in the grocery store and talk nicer to them than we do in our own families with the people we love most. And so it's just something that I'm really working to help Christian moms create homes that are just filled more with grace and love and faith.
Oh, wow. It's such a great honor to have you, Stacy, and I'm looking forward to hear more of your message. You can go ahead, Anush, and introduce yourself, please.
Oh, thank you so much for having me here today. It's a great honor to be among these amazing ladies. Game changer, I would say. I'm Armenian by my origin. I was born in Armenia, was raised there, and then I moved to Greece because I got married. And I'm an entrepreneur. I run 2 small businesses, a kids hair salon, which does have to do with the children, and also, I'm a professional coach, executive and business. Shortly, and I have 1 daughter. Yeah, why am I talking about parenting? Obviously, right?
Oh, wow. It's such a great honor to have you, Anush. And yes, I'm looking forward to hear more of your message. You can go ahead,
Thank you
Patricia.
so much.
No problem. Okay, I think we lost Patricia. So I have a question for you, Stacy. If you happen to have your own billboard, I can see your billboard coming down there in the busy highway in Indiana. What will your billboard say?
Oh, goodness. I was trying to think about if I did have a billboard, what it would say. I think it would say something like, give yourself and your family some grace, because you can't be perfect. Don't put your pressure on yourself to be perfect. I don't know. I'm not sure that would be a great billboard, but that's kind of what I feel passionate about. So
I love it because we live under grace. So just give yourself some grace. Just be patient with yourself. I love it. How about you, Anish? What will your billboard say? I'm not too sure where your billboard is going to be. Maybe it's already down there in Greece. Maybe it's coming to Yemen. What will your billboard say?
It was the first thing that came to my mind is you've got it all. That's the thing that is always on my mind. And another thing that would be unstoppable, because we are, by God's grace, we are.
Wow, I love it. I love it. You're unstoppable. You're unstoppable. Yes, we're all unstoppable in the direction of our dreams, really. Wow, I love both billboards anyways. I believe mine will be the third billboard driving down the highway, and it's gonna say what? The sky is no longer the limit, but now the sky is our point of view. So let's all rise to greater heights, and it's definitely coming. So we're gonna get started. We have Stacy A. Shannon is a freelance journalist and a blogger. You can find her at her website, familieswithgrace.com, where she writes about faith and family, just to encourage parents to create homes filled with grace, love, and faith. Pairing her organizational skills with her writing skills, Stacy has formed a successful business called Writing Creations LLC. So Stacy have both a BA and a Master of Arts in Journalism. She has published nearly 850 articles in various local, regional, national, as well as international publications. Stacy belongs to writers groups and networking organizations to enhance her writing and business skills. So she teaches courses at local colleges and universities to stay on top of her craft. So Ms. Shannon works with copywriting clients to produce a wide range of professional communications, such as brochures, business letters, website text, training manuals, and more. So as an extremely self-motivated person, she pushes herself to perform at the best of her abilities. So kings and queens, please join me and welcome Stacy Shannon.
Thank you so much. That was incredibly nice. I appreciate that very much. I'm so excited to be here. So do I go ahead and do my key points? Is that like, or do my bio? I'm sorry.
No, sorry. Yeah, now you can just go straight to your
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. I'm so sorry. All right. So basically, I am a mom of two. I have my two kids are 10 and 13. And so through the years of being a parent, there are a few things that I've recognized that really help us learn how to live with grace and to just have a happier family life. And so the first thing that really works in families for us is to be consistent. I'm a very schedule-oriented, routine-oriented person, and that's carried over into parenting and into my family as well. And so just keeping a routine and a schedule for our kids, I found things like keeping it simple. Simple routines are so much easier to maintain. If it's too complicated, if it's too complex, then it gets kind of waylaid usually. And then also to be purposeful, make sure that we're setting routines that actually fit with our family's needs, because we don't need to do the same things all the time. And I know for us, you know, the routines that we have now are different than what we had when our children were toddlers or preschoolers. You know, things grow and change, and we need to evolve our routines with that too. And then also to be consistent. It takes anywhere between 7 to 66 days for habits to form. And so you just have to keep going. And so maybe the first week you only have your routine going for maybe just 2 of the days, but that's 2 more days than you had previously. And you can work your way up from there. It's not, don't get discouraged, like keep trying, because routines really do help, and they help kids know what to expect, and they help adults know what to expect also. And that's another important thing with routines and schedules, is just to communicate and let your family know what to expect. Like, this is the plan. Even now, I will still say to my 10-year-old, you know, it's time, we're getting ready for bed. You need to make sure you go brush your teeth, put on your pajamas, get your water, and then we'll come together to pray and read. And, you know, just kind of letting them know what to expect, because kids get sidetracked. I get sidetracked as an adult. You know, there are things that distract us. And so just helping to keep them on track, and everything is important with communicating that with them. And then if things don't work, if you try something and it doesn't work, that's okay. Just reassess and just change it up. Like, there are things that we have tried in the past that just really didn't work, that we thought would be a really good idea, and then they just kind of flopped. So it's okay to acknowledge that and be like, this didn't work out. We're going to change it up, and just talk with your family about it. It's an incredibly important thing to do. And then part of that, the biggest thing really that comes into relationships in general is just communication and making sure that we communicate well. We think about that a lot, maybe with our spouses, and making sure that we're communicating well with them in our relationship, but it's just as important with our children as well, and continue that, of course, with our spouse too. And one of the things with communication that we often overlook is to listen, and to really be intentional about listening to our children and making sure that we're paying attention to what they're saying, so that they do feel heard and that we really understand where they're coming from. Because it can be very easy to just kind of, tune them out a little bit, especially if they start talking about something that maybe we're not so interested in, but they're very excited about. But we need to make sure that we're taking time to just focus on them. And sometimes we need to find creative ways to do that. I know for my daughter and me, one of the things that has worked for us is doing a shared journal. Because my daughter loves writing, which I think is great, since obviously I do too. And so she and we have a journal, a mother-daughter journal, and we will write, I will write something, there's prompts in there. And so I'll fill out a page and then I'll leave it on her bed. And when she has time, she'll fill out a page. And sometimes you can talk better through the written word than through spoken word. So just finding those ways to be able to communicate. We also do things like ask our children for their opinions about things, not everything, but things like family vacations and how to spend downtime. With summer break coming up for us, one of the things that we do is make a list at the beginning of summer and say, okay, what do you guys want to do this summer? What's important to you? And what's neat is that we found that our kids, usually the things that they really want to do and that are important to them are small things. They're not big, we want to go on all these vacations. They're things like, we just want to hang out with you. We want to go swimming at a swimming pool. We want to, go play miniature golf, just random things like that. And that helps us prioritize as well to make sure we're doing the things that our kids want to do. And then one of the other things in our family that is important to us is that we speak kindly to each other and about each other. There is no name calling, there is no putting down, we're even careful. We don't really do teasing and joking around, because sometimes that can really turn into something that ends up being hurtful. And so we try to be very aware of the things that we're saying to our kids and then about our kids. I have heard my son and daughter each brag about their sibling to their friends, and that blesses my heart when they do that. It's just so awesome to see them do that, and to I see their friends treat my daughter's friends treat her little brother really well. And that's because of the example that she's given them, this is how we treat each other in our family. We treat each other kindly and with respect, and we talk well about each other. And then with all of that comes grace. It all comes back to grace and making sure that, we are not having just negative assumptions. We talk about this a lot in our family. We have one child in particular who can struggle with this. And, just think they're trying to make my life difficult. This person did this on purpose, just to spite me. But that's not true. Most of the time, they're just having a difficult day, or they just did it without even thinking. So kind of shifting around to give the other person the benefit of the doubt and to give them some grace. And that works with parenting as well. There are times that we need to go from thinking, my child is being difficult, to thinking my child's having a difficult time. And there are times that our kids need compassion more than they need punishment. We do need to discipline and teach and all of those things, but there are times that they're just having a really difficult day. And what they really need is you to just listen, to give them a hug, to help them work through their feelings. I know, even as an adult, I need that. Sometimes, there are times that my husband will come alongside me and be like, what's really going on? You're very grumpy right now. What's going on under this? And it's really helpful. And our kids definitely need that too, as they're learning to process all of their feelings. And then that leads me to my third main point that I'd like to make, is to maintain a teamwork mentality. So my family is not very sporty, sports aren't necessarily our thing. We're more gamers, but we have been Team Shannon from the beginning. My husband and I had that attitude when it was just the two of us before we had kids. We were married for 10 years before we even had children, so we had a while to develop that. And it was always just sort of us against the world kind of mentality. And so we've continued that with our kids and just maintaining a teamwork mentality. So we say to them, what is good for one of us is good for all of us because we're in this together. So we're going to celebrate each other's wins. And so even if we are playing a board game or something, let's be happy for whoever won and not just be mad that we lost. And sometimes that's hard. That's hard as adults. That's hard as children, because everybody wants to win. But it's a good way to be able to just encourage that cheering each other on through all of the things that we have going on. And other things that we do is we work on projects together. We do some family projects to help kind of keep our attitudes together. One of our big accomplishments, I feel like in the past year, was my son's bedroom had gotten completely out of control. There were just so many toys and just things, and life happens and it piles up and we had stacks, and all four of us, even his big sister, were in there working together. And it took us 2 days and we got it all sorted and dealt with and things to donate and organized. And so just working on a project together gives us like a common goal. And then when we're finished, we're all like, oh, this is so nice. That helps build that teamwork mentality because you've accomplished something together. And then we do talk about that, we say like, hey, good job, way to go, Team Shannon. Like we just, even high five or whatever, just to point out, like, look what we can do when we work together, and we do be careful with competition. We do the competitive games to help teach those lessons, but there are also times that we do cooperative games as well, where we're working together for the same objective, so that we're able to encourage teamwork in that way. Like when we are working together on a game, maybe to battle a big dragon or monster or whatever, we're all in it for the same thing. And so that helps encourage teamwork in those ways as well. And one of the things that I think is really helpful too is just remembering how old our kids are, because sometimes we expect them to be able to do more than they're able to do, whether that's chores or handling emotions or remembering things or whatever. There are times that in my head I thought, what are you, an 8-year-old? Well, the truth is, yes, my child is an 8-year-old. So I need to, pare that down, what I'm expecting from them, and not expect them to react like an adult or even just like a perfect person, because they're not. So we need to set some realistic expectations on what they can do and how we expect them to respond and how we respond back to them, and they need some teaching, they need some help. We can't just say, do this, do that, and expect that they know exactly how we want it done. So we have to be kind of realistic with those things. But then when we do get it wrong, because sometimes we do, sometimes I do treat my kids like they should know better, even though they clearly don't, because they're still learning. Apologize. There are times that we get short with them or whatever, and there's nothing wrong with apologizing and sitting down with their kids and saying, I am so sorry. I was having a really bad moment and I snapped at you and I should not have, please forgive me. And I feel like that's a good way for us to be able to model what apologizing looks like, and to let them kind of know that it's okay to say you're sorry. And this is how God works. Like when we mess up and we go to him, we can go to him and just say, I am so sorry, God, I messed up, and he loves us and forgives us regardless. And so that's a really good teaching moment in, spiritual ways as well, just to help them learn those lessons. And then finally, the biggest thing with having a good team mentality as your family is just to have fun together. Find ways to do things that you all enjoy. There's some things that like each of us enjoy individually that not everybody enjoys, and that's totally fine. But find something you can enjoy together. If it's playing games or watching movies or reading books. I love to read. That's one of my things I really love to do. And so we share that. Like I share that with my family, with my children. We've read through fiction books together, and then we also do family devotions together. And I have a family devotion book that you can get for free right now over at familieswithgrace.com/family devotional. And you get it's a free 7-day devotion that's designed to be just 5 minutes a day, because we are all so very busy. So just going through those sorts of things together can be incredibly helpful. And that's all that I have. Thank you so much.
Wow, Stacey, oh my goodness. You've mentioned that in order for us to be successful in parenting, the first thing that we'll have to consider is to be consistent in everything that we do. And we'll also have to communicate well with our children. I love the third part. Like I've been taking notes. I love the third part where you've mentioned that we'll also have to maintain a teamwork mentality. Like in your household, it's always Team Shannon. I love
Yes.
it. I love it. And like teamwork, they always say that teamwork always builds a dream work. So I believe we need that. We need that. We work as a team. We cheer one another. We don't talk anyone down. We don't step on another person to get to the top as you are raising your own children. And I love the way you've mentioned that we also have to consider their ages. Don't expect them that, okay, you are capable of doing this. You expect them to be able to do the same. Wow, wow, what a profound message around successful parenting. Thank you so much, Stacey, for such a profound, much needed message.
Thank you.
So now we are moving from the US, flying all the way to Greece. We have Anush Papayan. Anush Papayan was born and raised in Yerevan in Armenia. She got married and moved to Greece in 2009. So in 2013, she founded the English Language Center for the Academic Exam Preparations in Thessaloniki. And with the aim to enhance her business knowledge, she got admitted to study EMBA in the City College, which is the international campus of the University of Sheffield. Since 2021, she has been a board member of the Marketing Club in Greece, which is the largest community of marketers as well as entrepreneurs in northern Greece, as well as a board member of the Armenian Relief Society of Macedonia and Thrace. Okay, I hope I said it right. She is an alumni of the Global Academy of Coaching and is ICF certified executive coach and mentor. So her areas of expertise are in change management, growth mindset, and performance management, small and medium business development, branding and marketing and product development. So kings and queens, please join me and welcome Anush Papayan.
I am so grateful for the introduction. I was listening to it so carefully as it was not me. One thing that came to my mind during the introduction was that everything was mentioned besides my biggest role, parenting mother, right? Which we're going to talk about. Thank you so much for the opportunity. First of all, before talking about parenting, I would like to say that, in my bio, you saw that I was a migrant from Armenia to Greece. Okay. And when I moved to Greece for permanent living, I never knew what's going to expect me ahead, And when I became a parent, I was in, I would say I was in a state of cultural shock. Okay. And it was, a double pressure on me. When I had my daughter, I was so happy because it was my decision to become a parent. And I thought she's going to become my best companion. And, as all the mothers, I was pampering her the best way possible. But the more the years were going by, for second, third year, I was going more and more into depression in a different culture, because I kind of found myself in nothingness when I came here. No friends. I was not talking the language. I didn't have anything. I'd left my job, environment, everything. And slowly it started to take over me. Of course, it started to take over my parenting role as well. So I was seeing, the more my kid was growing up, I was seeing that she was aggressive. She couldn't, we didn't have good communication. I thought I was giving her all, but obviously I was doing something, wrong. And it was that period that on my journey, just to take off the ground and to build something in new country. I was in search, in a constant search, and I understood that I was not emotionally present, and I couldn't, just take care of my presence. I was there. I was thinking I'm doing everything for my kid, but I wasn't emotionally present, and it obviously created the aggressive character of my kid, which I later on found out the reasons. Now I'm going to come up to that. As I mentioned, I started studying business so I could run my business better, and in between my office and my business studies, I was seeing that I'm losing my kid. I mean, I really had no communication with her. It was aggression all the time. Okay, and that was the growth moment that just made the rang the bell, and I said I am not doing something correct. I need to change something. And that was the reflection moment, the growth moment that I really went through as a parent. Okay, I started understanding more why it's happening. First of all, I figured out, it came down to me, okay? I figured out that I don't have thank God I was raised, first of all, I want to mention, in a very good and protective family. But in my culture, I mean, everything was restricted. Now, there was not very open communication. My parents obviously were, again, protecting and providing, but emotional presence, I think we didn't have that much. So I figured out that I don't have a parent model. Okay. And I figured that it's becoming more and more difficult for me to become a model. And I thought, okay, I'm going to create a new image, a new mother image, which I never had. I had a very loving mother, please understand me correctly, but not the one that in new reality and in new era and in new communication era I needed. So I said who I had to become for my kid, so I have a better relationship, first of all, and consciously I decided to, after all, consciously build my relationship with my kid. Okay, I wanted to be present in her life. It came down to me again. I went deep down in myself and realized that I was in I myself was aggressive, okay, because of my new state, because of my constant search of finding this, just realizing myself in new environments, so my kid couldn't be anything else. Before going down and correcting my kid, I started to do the job with myself. Okay, that was a huge journey, and here coaching helped me a lot. When I took up coaching, I really think that I owe this period of my life so much. And one of the best things that I realized, that I need to get rid of my ego as a parent. Okay, because instead of responding, I was always reacting to her. I was so, strict mother. I realized that my kid was avoiding, just to tell the truth to me. I was asking to myself, why? How could this happen to me? It came down again to myself. I learned the first tool that I always say to all the parents: please work on yourself to respond to your kid, not to react. Instead of, we're used to make statements, do this, do that, without even giving a good reason to the kid why should he or she do that. So I'm coming down always to responding to her, giving her the space to understand her better. I became a better listener. Okay, I started to listen to my kid. I knew she had the answers, not me. Okay, and she became the guide to me, how I could be a better parent. I was asking to her, if you were a mom, how would you want yourself, how do you imagine yourself to be? And I was getting the answers back from her. And I made a commitment that I'm going to consciously build my relationship. I want to be present in her life always. And the more I was getting into the job of consciously being a mom, consciously, I'm always, just if you note, I'm emphasizing this word all the time. I was going back to my mom's role and comparing all the time. I was having a parallel, and it was, just I went through a huge healing mom and a daughter relationship. So one thing that I'm doing is listening to my kid, okay, how much hurtful it could be, because she's projecting me and I'm projecting. We both are, mirroring back to each other. Listening is the best thing I developed. And as I said, reacting versus responding, try to respond better. This is one of the best things that I'm doing. And healthy communication, as Stacy mentioned, doesn't matter. I mean, sometimes I feel that my ego is there and is fighting. And as a coach, I learned something. I really would not advise, but recommend parents to use this role of a coach. Get rid of a parent, mom or father, even a role at that moment when you're, you have a message to give to your kid, and wear the hat of a coach. Get into questions. Okay, we know that coaching is all about questioning. Give questions to your kid to raise awareness. The more your kid is aware of why is it doing, or what is doing, or why is she saying, or what is she saying, the more awareness you are building to your kid. And at the end of the day, it becomes that you're not imposing your reality to your kid, but she's creating her own reality with your help. Okay, so I think these are the major pillars I'm building my parenting on. And of course, I'm trying to spend more time with her, quality time. As a kid, I mean, my nature is I didn't know how to play. This was another, setback in our relationships. My kid was saying, I want us to play, but I didn't know how to play. My mind was, just running all the time. I taught myself to get back and become a kid and learn how to play. Okay, this was the most bonding moment again as a mom and daughter. Now she's 13 and she's in her early teenage years, and I think she's more conscious than her the other kids at her group age, and we're really discussing. And when I see, I mean, we're having our down moments, we're giving each other space and then coming back together and communicating. One thing I always teach her: talk, communicate. Nobody is reading your mind. Nobody has the machine to read your emotions and your mind. Try to communicate your emotions. Learn how to put it into words. I think this is the most beautiful thing I all the time keep on saying. And I myself am trying to become a role for that. I'm doing the same, as Stacy also mentioned. When it comes to the point to apologize, I do. When I say, forgive me, I wasn't right, I do. I mean, just be open with your kid. Allow the kids to help you in your parenting, because they are part of it. This is for me.
Oh my goodness, Anush. Wow, I was just taking notes. The one that spoke into my heart the most was the difference between reacting and responding. And you've mentioned that we should kind of remove, the mom or parent title and then wear the coach title, because by wearing that title, you'll be able to dig deeper on what's bothering your child. How can you improve on your on your role as a mom or as a parent or as a dad? And you've also shared from your experience how coaching really helped you to improve on your parenting. Wow, I'm gonna go back and watch the replay. Honestly, what Stacy have shared and what you are sharing right now, it's really, really worth the time here. So thank you so much, Anush, for sharing such a profound, much needed message. Thank you. So now from Greece, we are flying all the way to Zimbabwe. We are going to Harare in Zimbabwe, where we have Dr. Patricia Gonda. Ambassador Dr. Patricia Gonda is a Harare-based educationalist at heart. She is the head of academics at Lusitania Primary School, Escola Lusitania Portuguesa in Harare. So I believe they speak Portuguese in that school. She has been in the teaching field for 32 years in public and private schools. She has worked in schools termed the haves and the have-nots regarding resources. So through determination and hard work, she has risen from being an entry-level teacher in 1991 to leading one of Harare's top private primary school. She has risen through the ranks of a senior teacher, head of department, deputy head, and now she is the head of academics, Teamwork has played a significant role in climbing the ladder. She is saying that I believe in leadership by osmosis, empowering and guiding my team to be self-leading, self-sufficient, and to upskill themselves. I am a lifelong learner and I learn from them also. So kings and queens, please join me and welcome Dr. Patricia Gonda.
Thank you so much for the introduction. Yes, I'm an educationist from Harare, but besides being an educationist, I'm also an author of a book called Glide on Your Wings Like an Eagle, which is a motivational and inspirational piece that encourages us to pursue dreams and reach for the stars. Thank you so much for inviting me today to be talking about parenting skills, as I am a parent as well. I would just like to say, just start by how my parenting began as well. I would just like to emphasize that parenting and how our own upbringing can impact our approach to raising our children. As I became a young parent as well at the age of 21. So I was faced with so many challenges of raising a child, maybe while still figuring out who I was as a person. So also growing up, with my two elder brothers who are siblings to me, because my sisters had been married. So despite maybe this affected me as well. So despite those challenges, I was determined to be the best parent I could be. And now I have four. I have 4 children and 6 grandchildren. And also maybe because one of my daughters did marry early, but this didn't stop her to rise to where she is today. So as I reflect on my journey as a parent, I've come to realize that while our upbringing can play a significant role in shaping our parenting style, however, it is important for us to recognize and make a conscious effort to break away from any negative patterns which I did, or habits that we may have picked up along the way. So I would like to advise parents that we have a responsibility as parents to create a safe and supportive environment for our children to grow and thrive in. As an educationist, that is what we do. So this means that we have to be present. Yes, we deal with so many parents in our schools. Most of the times you can hear the cries of our children in our schools in their upbringing, because sometimes because of the people want to go and work, they are not present. They only see their children. It's when they go home, maybe the children are already asleep and they wake up early to go for work. So we have to try to be present in their lives so that we also know what their habits are. Ask them what they've done at school. We spend, yes, as educationists, we spend most of the time with them at school. But as parents, let's try by all means to be present in their upbringing. Let's try also by all means, like what the other speaker said, to listen, to develop a big ear. Because also when I was growing up, I would like to say, sometimes when you wanted to speak even on the dinner table, they would tell you, shut up, bad manners. So sometimes we need as parents to be attentive and to be actively engaged with our children. The parent of today, we leave our children with maids because we are running around with shifts and everything. But give yourself one day where you need to be with your child 24/7. We also need as parents, we know that sometimes we're not there because we are waiting for them to go to school, for them to have a good life. But sometimes our children, because of COVID-19, I'm going to touch about that one, we need to set clear boundaries, teach them important life skills as a parent, as a mom, and as a dad. And being a positive role model for them so that they can also emulate. So we are, as an educationist as well myself, we have been faced by so many problems, especially after the COVID-19 era. I have witnessed firsthand the impact that COVID-19 pandemic has had on families around the world, because there was a sudden shift to remote learning. And during remote learning, I can tell you, some of us were doing one-on-one on Microsoft Teams. That's when there were so many things that we learned from in different environments that our children are in. And we came to understand them more. Because of maybe they exhibited some behaviors, but because of COVID-19, remote learning, we were able to understand our children more. So this sudden shift and social isolation has created new challenges, I know, for parents, especially those who are working from home or were trying to support their children's education. And there are some lessons that I learned from COVID-19 when it affected our parenting styles. I've seen the importance of flexibility and adaptability, especially in parenting. You used to go to work and now you're at home with the children running all over the place. Maybe you do not have anyone to look after them. So parents had to learn how to balance their professional life and their personal responsibilities, while also they needed to provide that emotional support for our children, especially because they couldn't understand why now they were at home. Why weren't they at school? Why is it that mom and dad, because they're exposed to each other, they're seeing each other, there's domestic violence in the home? So it was the work of a parent now to provide that balance, that emotional support and guidance to their children. And it has been a very difficult task, but I've seen that many parents have risen to the challenge and they've found very creative solutions to the problems they face. The other key lessons that I learned from this experience is the importance of communication, like what the other speaker said. Whether it is communicating with our children about our feelings or our concerns, or communicating with our teachers about their progress, we need to have open and honest communication. This is very essential, especially for building strong relationships and promoting positive outcomes. Don't lie to your child. Why are you lying to your child? You lie to your child. Go and, if mom so comes, tell you that I'm not here. You are teaching your child to lie later in life. You should be a good role model. They should be able to emulate you. So as an educationist, I've also seen the importance of technology in supporting, especially the learning that was taking place. But while technology can never replace the value of face-to-face interaction, it has allowed our students to continue their education, but this has required parents to become more familiar with technology. I know that most of our parents now are tech savvy because of COVID-19, because they are able now to log in on Teams, they are able to mute, they are able to tell their children all those behaviors. And this has made our parents more involved in their learning process. Do you know that we have some children who have when they came back to our schools because of COVID-19, they were able to rise up to the occasion. They improved, especially of those parents who were quite involved in their learning. So as we move forward, it is important that we continue to support and learn from each other so that we are able to navigate on the challenges ahead. But as we emerge also from COVID-19 pandemic, many parents may be wondering, how best can we support especially our Gen Z children in this new era? We should prioritize mental health. The pandemic has taken a toll on everyone's mental health, including ourselves. Especially our children, they are very vulnerable. So as a parent, it is important to prioritize also your mental self-care and also your child's mental well-being, and provide them with the support that they need. Encourage them to talk about their feelings. Otherwise, the next person that they are going to open up about what they think about themselves is a stranger. We don't know what stranger is. Who is that stranger? So also, let's also, as we have emerged from COVID-19 as well, parents, we should encourage our children to reconnect with friends and family members because they've been in isolation for quite a long time. I know that now it's 2 years later, but we still have some children who have gone back into their shells as well because of problems that they are facing. So we need, as parents, to model as well healthy behaviors, taking care of our own mental, our own physical health, setting boundaries about technology use. You know, during COVID-19, some children were using laptops and gadgets. Some of them are so addicted to them that if we don't set those boundaries, and if we don't have any safe websites, we have to teach our children, teach them young. If we don't teach them young, we are going to lose them one way or another. So this is what I thought that I could share with you about parenting skills. Thank you.
Wow, Dr. Patricia, oh my goodness, the 21st century parenting skills that you've just broken it down into like something that we can truly understand. You've mentioned that we should be fully present in our children's lives. We should be attentive. We should be able to engage with our children. And we also have to teach them the most important life skills. Really, you know, when the pandemic happened, when we were on lockdown, that was when I began to appreciate teachers being exposed on their way of unlocking our children's brains, something that I couldn't do it as a parent. I was like, you know what, from today onwards, I'm just gonna continue to appreciate teachers because they are doing an amazing job. And like for us to get that exposure, I believe COVID-19 has given us some COVID-19 skills that we didn't know. Like you mentioned that now we're able to log in on Zoom and mute and unmute and this, and also the kids, they're also getting that exposure to, wow, I can go on and on and on. We appreciate you. We thank you, our teachers. We thank you, our parents. And we thank, I thank all of our speakers really for sharing such a profound, much needed message. And Dr. Patricia for diving deeper on the teacher's side, on the expectations, on what we can do actually to improve the relationship that we have with our children. Thank you so much, Dr. Nkonde, for sharing such a profound, much needed message. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I can see our audience online. Oh my goodness, our audience online. I can see all the love, all the likes, all the hearts, all the fire that they are giving us out there. Princess Sebe is saying, welcome, Queens, and Annalie is also watching. Linda is saying, I hope she's saying that I love the idea of speaking kind to each other. That is awesome. I believe she was referring to Stacy's message. And Nelson Montlane, he's saying that I'm watching, I've joined from Eswatini in the house. Welcome, Nelson. And Mariah Cox, she's saying that successful parenting is the new currency. I can see, yes, it's the new currency for sure. I can also see Benoit watching, and Lucille Murray, she's saying that congratulations. And I can also see Taylor watching. So our audience really, they've been inspired, they've been motivated with all of these messages. And I'm also a forever student. So I'm gonna go back and watch the replay because we all need this. I believe that we all rise together and we rise to greater heights by learning from each other. So thank you so much to our amazing speakers. To our audience online, please feel free, if you happen to have any questions for Stacy, if you happen to have any questions for Dr. Gonde, if you happen to have any questions for Anush, please feel free. Oh, that's so cute. Feel free to drop your questions on the chat box, and then we're going to attend to your questions at the end of the podcast. So it's not going to be a show without me showing up. So I'm going to be the next and final speaker. But before I speak, let me see if I can get my bio. And yeah, I'll come back and speak. So please enjoy. I want you, as you think about your dreams and goals, to put this down. Rise to greater heights. Rise to greater heights, because you need to be clear about your career goals in order for you to gain guidance on professional development. Really, my goal as a mentor or as a coach, it's so simple. My goal is to study your current situation, identify limiting beliefs and other potential obstacles that you might be facing, and then design a plan of inspired action to empower you to pursue success and drive sustainable. I think whosoever said that the sky is the limit was wrong. From today on, I, Dr. Riel and Kunene, believe that the sky is our point of view. Mom. So I think whosoever said that the sky is the limit was wrong. From today on, I, Dr. Riel and Kunene, believe that the sky is our point of view. So let's all rise to greater heights. Of view. So let's all rise to greater heights. Rise to greater heights.
Dr. Nampumelelo Rial Kunene is an international human rights policy analyst who consults on policies and procedures related to human rights compliance. She is a highly sought-after, energetic, certified Lace Brown international speaker. This passionate leader holds a PhD with a discipline in leadership and business. Dr. Rial N. Kunene is the author and host to Rise to Greater Heights, a book and YouTube channel to turn your fears into greater success while seizing new opportunities. He is also a coach, mentor, and an MC, well known for encouraging many to rise from mediocrity into greatness. Her vision is not only to motivate, but also to empower audiences with a fresh perspective inspiration they require to pursue success and drive sustainable outcomes. In a seriously funny way, Dr. Kunene is an award-winning author, 10 times #1 Amazon and international best-selling author. Her #1 best-selling book, Rise to Greater Heights, has inspired and empowered many to pursue their personal and professional passion to become go-getters. As a trainer, diplomacy protocol officer, and strategist, Rial believes that we are in full control of our choices. Her mission is to meet the needs and transform lives of her clients and her audience. She is also a true advocate for creating new policies that uphold human rights and prevent human rights violations. Dr. Kunene's purpose is to teach everyone about human rights and help organizations understand and promote human rights. Her goal is to study your current situation, identify limiting beliefs, then design a plan of inspired action to empower you to achieve specific outcomes in your life. This change maker, trailblazer, and revolutionary is pushing boundaries and creating a real change worldwide. Like a phoenix that never accepted defeat and rose from its own ashes, she wants to challenge you to unleash your greatness and rise to greater heights. Dr. Rial N. Kunene wears many hats. As a professional certified sales manager, CEO, certified travel counselor, publisher, medical esthetician, philanthropist, and a commissioner for oaths, following her dreams gave her purpose to see her goals through and understand that she does have everything she needs to reach her full potential. Her everyday message is that your journey to be a better person starts with you. So knowing who you are to your core will make you understand that you are the only one who can accomplish your dreams. Hebrews 11, Psalms 27 and 40 keeps her to rise to greater heights. The sky is no longer the limit, but now the sky is our point of view. So let's all rise to greater heights. Kings and queens, please join me. Welcome, Dr. Rial N. Kunene.
Oh, wow. Oh, thank you so much, amazing speakers. Really, you've already shared every detail on successful parenting. Like Stacey mentioned that we need to maintain a teamwork mentality in our parenting. And then Anusha on the other side, she was like, she shared everything, how coaching has helped her to improve on her parenting. And then Dr. Patricia on the other side, she was like, the 21st century parenting skills is a must. We'll have to be able to be involved on our children's lives. So I'm like, what else is really missing around parenting, really? Approach successful parenting on the single parent side. So I'm going to ask you a question. Can single parents be successful? Can they be successful? Being a single mom is not a setback. You have to own your single mom status and find what you love and just do it. Just do it. Yes, you can be a single mom and make millions while raising your young ones. So the concept of hustling is not a new one. So all the single mothers out there who are holding the forte and raising a family all by themselves, given that opportunity to generate income, really, they can start and sustain multi-million-dollar organizations. So one essential tool for success in business or in anything in life is confidence. You may ask me why. I'm glad you asked that, because anyone out there can smell it if you lack confidence. So you'll have to have confidence on everything that you do. So as a single mom, as a single father, as a single parent, you'll have to start strong and self-fund by being a certified hustler. And remember that operating on a tight budget, and problem solving both the general skills for a successful mompreneur or any entrepreneur out there. You'll have to be able to operate on a budget. You'll have to be able to solve every problem that you come across. Good people, you really don't have to see the whole staircase for you to get to the top, but you need to take the first step to get to the top. As my mentor always say, that you don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started to become great in life. So get started today and improve on your parenting. For me, really, I used to worry about money constantly. I used to ask myself, exactly how can I start a business being broke the way I was 6 years, 7 years ago? And then I then chose like to showcase to the world that yes, I can be a single mom, but still have it all just by setting goals for my business and for my life and for my family. Because I was convinced that there are numerous single moms out there with great experiences. So I decided to wear my hustler hat, and then I created work that is profitable but not visible. So it's a wake-up call, good people. All these amazing speakers have shared more nuggets on how you can improve on your parenting, successful parenting. It's a wake-up call. But when the alarm clock goes off, please, 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 don't ever hit the snooze button. Don't be like, I will wake up in the next 2 minutes. I will wake up in the next 4 minutes. You know what? Forever is a long time. Why don't you wake up, get going, and improve on your parenting? Improve on your parenting. Take pride on your successful parenting. Life is not always about being spick and span and perfect. You'll have to appreciate yourself and give yourself credit for the way that you are bringing up your children. Of course, you will have your own highs and you will have your own lows. Just take a look at the way you have brought up your children, and remember that your children, they just have you, and that is more enough to them. So kings and queens, I just want you to recognize, we'll have to face it, that you can't give from an empty cup. You can never ever give from an empty cup. You'll have to fill up your cup first, and then from the overflow, that's where you can share with the world, but you'll have to fill up your cup first. So while it may sound difficult, it is also the imperfections of life that give it character. And that is how your children will see the love and they know what efforts you are putting in for them. So realize how amazing your children have turned out to be, and just give yourself a pat on the back. If no one is applauding you, just pat yourself and be like, I'm doing a good job with my children, because at the end of the day, failure shouldn't be our undertaker, but an opportunity for you to begin again and again as long as you learn from it. So the sooner you realize that failure is just a temporary detour, you will keep on trying and you'll build the right attitude in that parenting. So blaming others of not reaching your goals in life, it can really, really paralyze you, and it can make your dreams become impossible. So please, please handle failure with dignity, because you will not succeed in life without failing first. So just handle failure with dignity. So to all the single parents out there, you must know what you want from life, because you are solely responsible for your own success and your failures as well. It was Barack Obama who once said, the future rewards those who press on. I don't have time to feel sorry for myself. I don't have time to complain. I'm going to press on. And trust me, this message, it really states something within me, because you'll have to remember that your dreams are valid, and you need to do, all you need to do is just to fight for your dreams and achieve them. As flight attendants always say that you'll have to put on your oxygen mask first before you assist the next person who is sitting next to you, because if you don't, you and the other person you're trying to help really could possibly go down. When that flight goes down, you will definitely go down if you don't put on that oxygen mask first. So put on that oxygen mask first, because all these amazing speakers have shared more nuggets. They've opened our eyes around parenting. So that oxygen mask first, you should be the one putting it on, because the reality is your journey to be a better person, it starts with you. It starts with you. It doesn't matter it doesn't start with your neighbor, with your spouse, with your children, but it starts with you. So knowing who you are to your core, it will make you understand that you have everything around you to reach to your full potential. So don't ever, ever give up on your heart's desires. Just recall this, just in case you can't find a way out. You can have the drive within you to become what you really want in life. You know, I am a firm believer of affirmations. So we're going to affirm this. We're going to affirm this by placing our left hand on our chest, and then we're going to raise our right hand as we affirm this. Your left hand on your chest, and then you raise your right hand, and you're going to say, I can have the drive within me to become what I really want in life. Can you say it one more time as if you have faith in your own powerful voice? And guess what? It will echo throughout the whole universe. Say, I can have the drive within me to become what I really want in life. Yes, you can have the drive within you to become what you really want in life. You can have the drive within you to get where you want to be. Just give yourself a round of applause, because the drive is inside of you. The drive is inside of you to get where you want to be in 6 months, to achieve any dreams that you've put your mind into. The drive is just within you. You know, it's so funny how my mom and dad gave me this beautiful, beautiful name, Nompumelelo. I know many, when they try to say my name, they always butcher my name, but Nompumelelo, really, Nompumelelo in my own language, it means mother of all success. So you can see that I am really, really challenged to chase after success. No matter what comes my way, I'll have to chase after success. So if I may ask you, how many of you have dreams and goals that you want to achieve? Maybe, let me say, in the next 6 months. I know myself, I am one of those people. So I want you, as you think about your dreams and goals, to put this down. Rise to greater heights. Rise to greater heights, because you need to be clear about your career goals in order for you to gain guidance on professional development. So as a coach or as a mentor, like many of us here, my goal is so simple. My goal is to study your current situation, identify limiting beliefs and other potential obstacles that you might be facing, and then design a plan of inspired actions to empower you to achieve specific outcomes in your life. I so wish that you can tell yourself that, you know what, I've had enough. It's high time I go out there and improve on my parenting skills. But in order for you to go out there and be the change and make a difference within your family, make a difference in your own life, you've got to be hungry. You've got to be hungry like the hungry lion in the jungle. Really, that hungry lion in the jungle, it doesn't matter what kind of animal comes his way. It doesn't matter if you're that giant elephant or that small squirrel by the jungle. All that hungry lion sees in front of his face is lunch. It's so funny because even with elephants, when they see a lion, what they do is that they run. It's all about the mindset. Once you believe, you become. They've already told themselves that, you know what, I'm a lunch to that lion. So each and every time when I see a lion, I'll have to run. I believe that's the lion mindset that we need in order for us to improve on our parenting skills, really. Because I believe that we all rise together and we rise by lifting each other up. We don't rise by tearing anyone down. So that's the lion mindset, because I believe that if we rise together, we're going to rise to greater heights. Trust me, we're going to definitely do that. It's so funny when I was in the 8th grade, I was nicknamed Phoenix. I was nicknamed Phoenix after writing a composition using the idiomatic expression that says, I rose from the ashes like a phoenix bird, meaning I became successful again. Really, that English teacher, she didn't know that the nickname Phoenix, it resonates with me and it also aligns with my destiny. So for those of you who don't know the phoenix bird, the phoenix is a Greek mythological bird believed to rise from its own ashes after being buried like hundreds of years ago. This immortal creature acquires new life by rising from the ashes of its own ancestor, which represents our capacity for vision and success. So I just want to encourage you, if you're watching and listening under my voice today, that when your world comes crashing down, wear your scars to show how a phoenix feels like, and trust in your own capability to rise from your own ashes, since the phoenix has to die, burn, experience pain before resurrection from its own ashes. Please write this down in conclusion. Resilience to greatness. Resilience to greatness. If I can be honest with you, I don't know what goals you've set for the next 6 months. I don't know what dreams you have for your own future. But here is one thing I know about you. You are destined for greatness. Inside of you, God has put seeds of excellence. Those seeds are supposed to grow and flourish. But many people have become crippled by their past encounters, and some have stepped over other people to get to the top. But I believe that with God, we're all destined for greatness. He has better plans for every one of us. Your objective is what you were designed for and the reason why you live today. With God, we're all destined for greatness as long as we follow his strategy. This is when the growth commences, because discovering your gifts and following God's idea, it will make you understand that you have everything around you to reach to your full potential. My everyday inspiration, Mr. Les Brown, he once said, if you had to die today, at this very moment, at this hour, what dreams, what ideas, what visions, what goals, what skills, what talents, and what books will die with you? And the late Dr. Miles Monroe continues saying that the richest place on this planet is the cemetery, because that's where all the dreams, all the goals, all the skills, all the talents, all the ideas have been buried. Honestly, I don't know about you, but with me listening to all these amazing messages, I remember when I first started journaling my first book, Rise to Greater Heights. And today I have more than 10. I lost the count when I got to 10. And then this year, I am so determined to also rise to greater heights together with motivated professionals, motivated individuals who just want to, start, scale, grow their businesses within 90 days. Yes, I've just put a timeline in there, 90 days. So I offer a free, no obligation, 30-minute friendly Zoom call, consultation call that will make me understand your why so I can show you the how. Right. So if you are that kind of a person, please go on my website, www.risetogreaterheights.com, and book that free consultation call with me, because I believe that if you're a public speaker, if you're an author, if you're a coach, an entrepreneur, or maybe a motivated professional really who wants to multiply your income just by doing what you love and making real impact out there, or maybe you just want to get highly booked and highly paid as an author, or maybe as a speaker, or maybe you want to speak with a new level of confidence and clarity just using your book as a speaker or as an author or as a coach. Or maybe, let me say, you just want to scale your business while living with more freedom. Perhaps you just want to write and publish your #1 best-selling book within 90 days. Maybe you just want to sign up paid coaching clients. Please go on my website, www.risetogreaterheights.com, and just book that free consultation call, because what I want to do, I just want to empower you to become highly effective and an inspiring leader with a kind of personalized, measurable, but a scalable program. So book that call now. I also have a masterclass that is coming up that I'm so excited about, which is the Write and Publish Your Bestseller Book Masterclass, where I will show you the 3, just not too many steps, 3 super easy steps to write and publish your bestseller, #1 bestseller book in 90 days. And I will also give you a simple system that drives traffic, that drives sales, as well as revenue. Then I will give you a blueprint to use your book to get more speaking engagements. And yes, it comes with a guarantee. I'm not going to promise something that I'm not going to be able to deliver. So please go out there and book that 30-minute friendly Zoom call with me to find out if you are a perfect fit for my program. So book that call now, www.risetogreaterheights.com. Maybe you are that one person who will be like, okay, I'm just ready to grow and scale my business. I've also designed a bootcamp to ensure your success. So in this bootcamp, what I'm going to do, I will share the secrets to elevate your brand and your business. I will also show you the smart way to skyrocket your income. And then I will just give you the keys to unlock freedom to live a balanced life. Because my ultimate goal is that you feel free, you feel extremely confident about your purpose. So we will take it one step at a time, and you are going to transform. If you give me your why, I will show you the how, because this consultation offers accountability, education, growth, as well as success. And you may ask me, why are you doing this? Why are you really doing this now? I can help you because I've been there, I've done that, and I know how it feels like. 5 years ago, I was lost in the hustle. I was exhausted. I was overwhelmed, like many of us who've been through the business journey. So I had a ton of ideas, but there was no tried and true strategy to run with it. So it was only when I invested in coaching, and then that was when I created my first premium offer. Then I started seeing change in my business. I built an income generating business, just doing what I truly love and making a real impact out there. So now it's your turn. Now it's your turn to go out there and build your wealth, because the power is inside of you. So book that call with me at www.risetogreaterheights.com. You just scroll down all the way to the bottom of the page, and then you just click on that button, book a consultation. Just give yourself, a second chance, because you need this. You need to evolve in life. If you are that individual who really wants to start, grow, and scale your business, I only work with those individuals who are motivated, who are just go-getters. So if it doesn't sound like you, please don't even sign up. Don't even sign up, because, growing up, I didn't have much in life because my father decided to have an early departure from this planet Earth. And I thank God that I missed that flight, because I'm still here, I'm still sharing my message, and I'm still impacting lives out there, because I had everything because of my mama's love. And I love you so much, Mom. So I think whosoever said that the sky is the limit was wrong, because from today on, I, Dr. Riel and Kunene, believe that the sky is our point of view. So let's all rise to greater heights. Thank you so much, our amazing speaker. So at this moment, please feel free to share with the audience how they can reach out to you. If you have any freebie, if you have any anything to give away to our audience, please feel free to share with them, and share with them how they can reach out to you, and also share your final thoughts. So you can go ahead, Stacy. I can see Anush, she has a question. Maybe Anush, if you can please unmute yourself.
This is not a question, but I would like just to add up on what you just said. I would encourage parents to allow their kids to feel and believe that they are somebody, okay, that they have power within them. This is very important. Please, this is not always to give answers or directions or, this and that. Sometimes just be there and pronounce that to your children. I am here for you. I love you. I think this is the most beautiful thing we can give to our kids. And thank you so much for being here today. Really, that was amazing. And as you said, people can reach out to me by my name, Anush Papoyan, in LinkedIn, Facebook, and I can give out again 30-minute discovery call, strategy call, coaching, whatever they need to, absolutely with no expectations and anything. If I can be of help and service, my pleasure as well. Thank you so much.
Oh, wow. Thank you. Thank you so much, Anush. So to our audience, please reach out to Anush. Reach out to Anush. You definitely need someone who will just hold you accountable for your own actions. Thank you, Anush. You can go ahead, Stacy, and share with the audience. I can see you've already put your website in there, but share with the audience how they can reach out to you. Any freebie that you just want to share with them, please.
Sure, yes. So my website is familieswithgrace.com. I went ahead and put that in there. If you go to familieswithgrace.com/family devotional, you can download a completely free 7-day devotion book for families, just to help draw you closer together, because that's been really helpful for our family, and something that we do regularly. It doesn't have to be every night, even just once a week or twice a week, just to get you connecting. And it draws you closer together. It draws you closer to God. And those are all things that, we want for our families. And so I would love to encourage you all to do that. I am also, you can find all my contact stuff on my website. That's probably the best place to go. But yeah, I have so much enjoyed being here. This has been incredibly awesome and inspiring to me as well. So I thank you all for that.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much, Stacy. Our good people, our audience, please go out there. Check the website, familieswithgrace.com, and see what Stacy is doing and see how you can work with Stacy, because we need grace. We need some grace in our lives. I believe that grace has just carried all of us this far. So you need that. Go ahead and reach out to Stacy. Thank you, Stacy. You can go ahead, Dr. Gonde.
Thank you so much, Nompumelelo. They can reach me through my Facebook account, Patricia Gonde, as my name says, and on Instagram it's Trish Gon. So those are my accounts, and on LinkedIn as well, it's Patricia Gonde. I just use my name and surname. And my last word to all the viewers, like I said, as the writer and philosopher Paulo Coelho said, parenting is not a science, it's an art, and it requires intuition and creativity, not just rules and techniques. Let's embrace the art of parenting and continue to learn and grow together in the 21st century. And before I round up, we know that on Sunday, it's Mother's Day, and it is important to remember that being a mother, happy Mother's Day to you all, and it is important to remember that being a mother is not about being perfect. It is about being present. It is about showing up for our children and for ourselves. And it is about embracing our imperfections and learning from our mistakes. As mothers, we also need to prioritize our own well-being so that we can be the best version of ourselves. And to all the speakers and to everyone who were here, I would like to remind all of us to spread positivity and kindness wherever we go, because in this world, sometimes it's harsh and unforgiving, but we need more kindness, more empathy, and more love. Thank you so much.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much, Dr. Gonde. And thank you for the reminder. I believe it should be Mother's Day every day. It will be Mother's Day everything. Thank you so much. I believe our audience really, they will reach out to you. They will reach out to you. They just need, this accountability partner will just hold their hand side by side all the way. And guess what? We keep on learning everything, something new each and every day. Like today, I've learned a lot within 90 minutes, but I've learned a lot from all of you. So thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Konde. Thank you, Anish, and thank you, Stacey, for just being with us here at RiseToGreaterHeights.com. Rise to Greater Heights Network, Rise to Greater Heights Network. Really, your presence with us today here, we really don't take it for granted. We don't take it for granted because I know that we are all busy, we have commitments, but just to spare a moment like this, just to be here with us, to pour your heart, to share your wisdom, your knowledge, really, it means the world to us. So thank you so much. And to our amazing audience online, really, we thank you. Thank you for joining us here at Rise to Greater Heights Network, where you can turn your fears into greater success while seizing new opportunities. I hope from all these amazing messages, from all these amazing speakers, you've been inspired, you've been motivated, and you are ready to rise to greater heights. So do join us next week at the same time, same place. Merci, si bonga.
Let him laugh, let him weep, let him yell, let him sing. All they wanna say. Let him lay me traps and men to pray to Jehovah, me I pray. Let him laugh, let him weep, let him yell, let him sing. All they wanna say. Let him lay me traps and men to pray to Jehovah, me I pray. Let I be me instead of playing games. For chasing fame, let somebody sweat the lack of flames. No, living my life to the fullest and shout out my halala to the fullest. Let my lungs out. I'm still rising up to greater heights as long